Right now, the Wisconsin Supreme Court hears arguments on whether the state's 1849 law banning abortion can still be enforced.
Also thanking those who have or are still actively serving in the armed forces, the unique way one local community is celebrating veterans tonight.
And later we take a look at how First Student Bus Services is now doing almost 2 years into their contract with the Madison School District. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Wisconsin's 175-year-old abortion ban was challenged before the Wisconsin Supreme Court today.
Political reporter Will Keneally is at the state capitol with the latest.
This will be the final stop for the state's abortion ban to be challenged in state court. Now, 2 years ago, abortion was made illegal in Wisconsin after that U.S. Supreme Court decision allowed that 1849 law to be in effect. Last year, a Dane County judge essentially threw out that 1800s law, making abortion legal once again in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Supreme Court is taking a look at that Dane County decision. That led to often tense arguments on the bench today.
Are you kidding me? We're trying to figure out if medical providers here are going to be able to save women's lives. So yeah, we better get this right.
The justices debated over whether newer laws on abortion effectively repeal that 1849 abortion ban. Now, the state Supreme Court currently has a liberal majority, so we're expecting them to side with that lower court decision and keep abortion legal in Wisconsin. Reporting from the state capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. A senior advisor for Badger football, Jack Del Rio, was arrested just after midnight last Friday for an OWI.
This morning, UW head football coach Luke Fickell said in his weekly press conference that Del Rio will be resigning from his position with the Badgers. Our Andrew Banstra joins us in studio with more. Andrew?
Yeah, Eric and Susan, Del Rio allegedly crashed into a light pole with his car before breaking a fence in somebody's yard. The incident took place on Madison's west side, where witnesses said Del Rio was seen walking away from the crash. When police arrived, they say he showed signs of impairment and admitted to driving. Del Rio joined the Badgers as a special advisor just before the season, following a lengthy NFL career that included 11 seasons as a player and 12 more as a head coach.
He's going to move forward, and he's going to resign and move on. You know, but it's a tough situation. Decisions that all of us have to, be able to, take full responsibility for, and so that's what Jack will do, and we'll continue to move forward. None of he nor me or anybody in our athletic department wants to take away the distractions or have a distraction from what the task is at hand.
And this afternoon, Del Rio echoed that statement. Fickell said, also releasing a full statement for the first time and confirming his resignation, adding he thanked Fickell for the opportunity.
Andrew, thank you. And Madison police are investigating an incident where shots were fired on the city's east side Friday night. Officers were sent to the area of Mesta Lane at Commercial Avenue just before 8. And there they found more than 24 shell casings fired from 2 different weapons. So far, there have been no signs of any property damage, no injuries reported. Sunny but breezy Veterans Day out there, a little on the chilly side. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
Yeah, a little bit on the chilly side. Even out here on the patio still, it's quiet and calm right now, but every once in a while we get a few gusts of wind, and I'm not acclimated to it quite myself, as we've been pampered in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, and it's not that warm out there tonight. We're sitting at 40 degrees, but reality check, even for the meteorologist here, this is normal for this time of year. North-northwest winds at 8, occasionally gusting at times above that. 40 in Madison, 41 to the west. Actually, 41 is really the most popular number across all of Dane County. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, as chilly as 38 up in Camp Douglas. Janesville, you're still holding on to 43 degrees and 44 in Boscobel right now. The temperatures this evening, spot on with our weather models, will be in the 30s by the time you join us for our 10 o'clock newscast, down to 34. Overnight low temperatures tonight will get into the upper 20s to right around 30 degrees. And then the next part of our weather story, after a pleasant day on Tuesday, adding more rainfall. Yesterday, we had a little bit, anywhere between 1/10 of an inch to as much as 1/2 inch, especially for areas from Madison and points off towards the east. How much water can you expect on Wednesday? I've got the answer, and also a discussion about some wet snow potentially in the forecast. That's coming up.
Alex, thank you. Today, of course, is Veterans Day, a time when we honor those who have served or who are actively serving in the United States Armed Services.
Our Kyle Pozorski brings us the sights and sounds from today's ceremony at the state capitol.
the Capitol building filled with symbolism Monday, honoring those who served this country. On the 6th anniversary of the end of World War I, attendees listening to remarks from veterans and political figures alike, including Governor Tony Evers, celebrating the bravery of Wisconsin's service members.
Wisconsin is home to over 300,000 veterans, and each of them, sacrificing the comforts and safety of home, made it their mission to defend our great state and nation and to protect the values and liberties that we hold dear.
The Madison Veterans Council and Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs put on the annual event, with this year's theme being a legacy of loyalty and service.
It symbolizes that our state, our governor, and all the other representatives here in the state value veterans and value the sacrifices we've made, and want the rest of our community and our state to value us as well.
At the Capitol, Kopozorski, News 3 Now.
Kyle, others in attendance told us that after last week's election, today's ceremony showed the strength of being united. In the spirit of Veterans Day, we're also looking at how neighborhoods are honoring people who have served our country.
And one way they can do so is by participating in Operation Greenlight. Our Meryl Hubbard is out just off Monroe Street to tell us why one street is glowing in green. Meryl?
Yeah, Eric and Susan, Operation Greenlight is in full effect here on Keyes Avenue. Over 20 houses are lit up with this green glow. Now, the neighbor that started this trend on this street says that they wanted to bring the neighborhood together so they can shine an even brighter light on the men and women who have served.
My neighbor, Mike, and I both displayed a green light last year, and so this year I decided to take it to the whole block.
After Neil McCallum found out about Operation Greenlight, he's invited more people to go big with the green.
Hopefully in future, we can take it to the whole neighborhood to show our support for veterans.
The National Association of Counties made Operation Greenlight a countrywide initiative for people to display solidarity with American veterans.
Our veterans have made a big sacrifice for our freedoms. And I don't think we have honored them enough.
I'm more than happy to join in and do the green light.
Why green? It symbolizes the color many veterans have worn during their service, a color and emblem that hits home for these next-door neighbors.
I've had my father who served in the Army during World War II. My mother served in the Navy during World War II.
My father was in the military, my brother was in the military, and I retired as a captain in the Corps of Engineers, U.S. Army Reserve.
Both him and his neighbor hope that the lights can leave an impression that lasts beyond the holiday itself.
Well, I think there's certainly appreciation on days like this, Veterans Day, but I'm not so sure that there's enough appreciation throughout the whole year.
So many of the veterans of my era came home to nothing. With this outpouring of support, hopefully they will feel that their efforts were appreciated and their sacrifices were not in vain.
Now, neighbors tell me they're going to keep these green lights going throughout the week. Reporting on Keyes Avenue, Meryl Hubbard, News 3 Now.
All right, Meryl, thank you. And still ahead on News 3 Now at 6, looking at ways on how we can all support veterans on this Veterans Day and well beyond.
Plus, how one veteran is continuing to serve his country by helping other veterans at SSM Health. We'll have that story when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
After an accident, don't say anything and don't sign anything until you talk to Gruber Law Offices.
Call us first. There's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Discover a level of comfort you never thought possible. Discover stressless seating at the Century House. Designed to harmonize with your body's natural movements, it's the premier destination for relaxation and rejuvenation. Right now, take 10% off all stressless recliners, sofas, tables, and ottomans. The Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Whether you're living for today or saving for tomorrow, DePaco Credit Union offers flexible options to help you make the most of your money. With our comprehensive tools and customized programs, DePaco will help you see exactly where your money goes and how your savings can grow. A penny saved isn't just a penny earned. It's also a step toward greater confidence and financial freedom. Make the most of your money. Call DePaco today. Learn more at dupaco.com/save. Federally insured by NCUA.
The best part of our all-natural, no antibiotics ever pork and chicken meatballs is how versatile and convenient they are. They're fully cooked and go so well in so many sauces and dishes. They're packed with protein and are free from gluten, dairy, soy, and wheat. And they taste amazing. Jones, making mealtime better since 1889.
There's a lot to love about life in the 608. Fundraisers, farmers markets, family events.
Tell Josh what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning. In the 608, weekdays only on News 3 Now this morning. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
For many service members, Veterans Day can bring up a lot of different emotions, both good and bad. Those who have been deployed to combat zones can have an especially hard time. Dr. Charles Weber is a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel, a psychiatrist, and the founder of the Family Care Center. He says if a loved one has served, get personal with your gratitude, give them your time, and help them stay connected to others.
If you know of a vet and they're isolating and they're staying away or they're kind of holding up, is to really do more than thank you for your service, is to kind of reach out, checking up on them, inviting them to that barbecue, inviting them to that time to kind of reconnect with that which we've sacrificed for.
Weber says making room for veterans in your life or in your business can also help erase stigma around some service members, especially those who struggle with mental health issues like post-traumatic stress disorder.
After their work in the military, many veterans continue to serve their country, and today we're highlighting the story of Ace Gunther, a social worker with SSM Health's at-home hospice care. Gunther is part of SSM's Veteran-to-Veteran program, which partners a veteran volunteer with a veteran patient, giving them an opportunity to share their stories with someone who understands their unique challenges.
A lot of times when you meet another veteran, there's this camaraderie where we all know what we're thinking, you know. Once you go into that room and you meet that other veteran, it's going to be like meeting any other veteran. You've done it before, you've seen them before, and it's, yeah, you're going to relax just like that. And if you're a veteran and you know, talking to other veterans, what that means and how easy it is, that's what this is.
Special tribute.
Gunther's only been with SSM Health's Vet-to-Vet program for a year, but says he is sure this is where he wants to retire. Still ahead, after getting off to a bumpy start, we check in with First Student Bus Services. Coming up, the progress they've made and what parents are now saying about those changes. And more rain on the way this week. Alex will let us know how much in the complete forecast when we come back.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC turn your design dreams into reality. With customized solutions and quality products, our passion and expertise will help turn your room into a dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Nobody wants to think about cold weather, but now's the time to winterproof your home. Is your house cold every winter? Your home needs foam. Are your heating costs too high? Your home needs foam. Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Your home needs foam. USA Premium Foam is over 35% more efficient than ordinary, weaker insulation. Winterproof now and get 0% financing for 72 months.
USA Insulation.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. Boneless and traditional. A variety of sauces. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights only at Pizza Ranch. Everyone's favorite buffet.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Dashing has been very helpful for me. Definitely brought me a significant amount of extra income and allowed me to comfortably pay my bills and live a lifestyle and get out and have some fun. Portable benefits would be great. It would allow me to afford health care, dental insurance, and vision insurance. That's great because, as you can see, I wear glasses. I will need to get more eye exams because I'm getting up there in age. I love the freedom and flexibility of Dashing, and portable benefits will give me an additional peace of mind.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. News 3 Now has been listening to parents' concerns about school buses at the Madison Metropolitan School District.
So what has the district done to make sure that your children get to school safely and efficiently this year? And what does the future look like? Our Arman Rahman went to officials to find out. Arman?
Susan and Eric, district officials say roughly 3,000 parents have been actively using that First View app to track their kids' buses. So we thought we'd keep track of how parents feel and the district's work to improve from last year. Jay Mishra says this year he's no longer worried about things spinning out of control when he gets his kids on the school bus to Olson Elementary every morning.
We don't feel any trouble this year. It is way better than the last year.
Last year was First Student Inc.'s first year operating school buses for the Madison Metropolitan School District. Mike Herding is the special assistant to the MMSD superintendent.
Last year, with the national shortage of drivers, we just didn't have enough drivers to do all the routes.
At that time, News 3 Now brought you stories from parents who said their kids' buses were late in the morning, dropped them off late in the evening, or in one instance,
we should not be waiting until one of these kids gets lost.
Dropped a child off at the wrong bus stop, forcing them to ask a stranger for a ride home.
We started with a 2-tier. We weren't able to deliver on that, so we had to go to a 3-tier system, which is where we are today.
That meant changing school start and end times to adjust to the transportation woes that Mishra remembers well.
Last year, initially, when school started, so it had little glitches because they wanted to know the route, different drivers were there.
Now, Herding says the district has about 127 bus drivers.
So we have a little leeway, but we're actively encouraging people to drive school bus or be attendants as we continue to be able to provide more services to our schools.
He says they hope to get more drivers to provide transportation home from after-school programs and other activities. But after last year, the district's next stop on the route to progress was starting this school year smoothly.
New routes, new students, they may get on the wrong bus or not know exactly where it's going to go.
And those bumps in the road did happen, but the district says things stayed on track so far. Herding says for the month of October, yellow buses had been on time 98% of the time.
But this time we feel it is perfectly nice. It comes actually 5 minutes early.
I reached out to other parents to see what they thought, and while they couldn't speak on camera, they agree buses have been more reliable this year.
We occasionally get a concern about a bus stop. And we, both First Student and MMSD, take a look at it to make sure it's safe.
There are about 1,600 yellow bus stops in MMSD.
Although every time you add a bus stop, it adds minutes to the route and can create problems down the line.
Now the district is gearing up for a route that can be new every year, the winter driving season.
The first couple of snowstorms, we'll see late buses. We expect that.
But until then, they feel satisfied with the bus service.
I'm generally happy.
And Mishra's kids can keep their minds spinning about the bigger stuff.
I'm horrible at math.
Now, Herding says anyone who wants to report a problem with school buses or stops should contact the district's transportation department. First Student sent News 3 Now a statement which reads in part, "We currently have a full complement of drivers to ensure MMSD, ensuring all bus routes are covered. We are proud of our efforts and appreciate MMSD's continued support of our operations."
Armand, thank you. Now to the weather. More sun tomorrow, but the rain could return on Wednesday. Here's Alex with the complete forecast.
Yeah, Susan, all correct. Sunshine tomorrow, but it's kind of that deceptive sunshine. We're used to the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and it's going to feel normal temperature-wise outside tomorrow, so highs right around 50 degrees. As we plan the rest of our Veteran Day evening here, still gusty winds until we get a little bit later into the evening. Temperatures dipping down. This is normal. When you join us a little bit later in the newscast, Jacob will be tracking temperatures in the 30s. We've got 40 right now in Madison, so our model doing really well. North-northwest winds at 8, but at times are gusting up 15, 20 miles per hour. So a bit on the chilly side out there again, relative to what we've been experiencing. 40 in Madison, 40 in Middleton, 41 across the rest of Dane County for the most part is popular this evening at 6 o'clock. We got 46 in Boscobel, 39 already in the Dells, 38 in Camp Douglas. We have clear skies. When I was out in the patio, I saw the moon, and when we've got clear skies and as winds, we track them, watch them getting lighter as we go into the evening and into the early morning hours of Tuesday. When we get those winds light and we have clear skies, the air molecules aren't bombarding each other, so the heat goes out to space, and it's going to be a chilly night relative to what we've been used to in the upper 20s to the lower 30s, so expect a frosty start to Tuesday morning, especially since we have a little bit of that water out there from Sunday's rain. Here's that sunshine that Susan was mentioning before, getting our temperatures in the upper 40s to near 50 degrees, but reminder, look at the banner up here, average high 47, so not 60s, 70s, and 80s. It's November, and, well, it will feel like November on Tuesday. Now, the rain, as it exited southern Wisconsin yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, but many of our viewers did and submitted us pictures, just like Kay did on our way out of Jefferson. Just that stunning sunset last night, and all you have to do is scan the QR code, just like Kay did, to send us those photos that we like to show on air. And we have more rain on the way to southern Wisconsin, as Susan was also mentioning. Look at this, southwest Wisconsin, 6 o'clock, right around this time Wednesday night, getting wet in southwestern Wisconsin, widespread across all of southern Wisconsin, from west to east Thursday at midnight. Couple pockets of heavier rainfall, and those showers circle around as that low pressure moves out of here late Thursday morning, not before giving us ½ inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch if we get that persistentness of that shower activity as we go through the Wednesday, Thursday time frame. Then active next week as part of the 3 things you need to know. Keeping a close tab on what could be a very busy week in the Midwest with a strong weather system. Rain looks likely at this time, breezy conditions, and yes, it could be chilly enough. Look at our low temperatures. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, going into Thursday morning. Mid-30s could mean a little bit of wet snow. So again, another reality check for southern Wisconsin. November-like weather next week.
And still to come in sports, Wisconsin football looking to get back on track after the bye week. We preview top-ranked Oregon next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are your home's tired, leaky gutters saying, rain, rain, go away? Is your basement at risk of flooding? To the rescue, Fry Construction and our absolute gutters. Our gutters are custom fabricated on-site for a perfect, seamless fit that's engineered to excel. Wishing for a break in the clouds? How about a sunny 29% discount on our absolute gutter system? To get this great deal, visit fryconstruction.com today to schedule your roof or siding replacement.
Black Friday savings start now at Steinhafels. Get all the latest looks at the season's best prices, like a Sealy mattress any size, just $199. A glider recliner, only $449. This sofa, $499. A dining table, now $689. Or a queen bed, only $699. And with Steinhafel's special 18-month financing, your new room just got more affordable. Black Friday savings start now, in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
In the heart of Middleton, there's a place where Christmas comes alive year after year. a joyful place where you can experience the magic of the season and take it home with you. The Bruce Company is here to make your holidays unforgettable. Find fresh and forever trees and hand-picked ornaments and the perfect gifts for family and friends. The Bruce Company Garden Center, where the spirit of the season glows and happy memories are made. And the best memories begin at the Bruce Company.
When it comes to winning internet, TDS is in a league of our own. Just like the Green Bay Packers. Wisconsin born and bred, we live, work, play, hire, and get involved in the communities we serve. Like delivering the green and gold standard of internet. 100% fiber internet that's as fast, powerful, and reliable as your other hometown favorite, the Packers. TDS, internet that's built Wisconsin strong.
Finally, I get to see the doctor I want to see because I made the switch. I had Medicare Advantage, but I had to drop my primary care doctor and navigate confusing medical networks to find a new one. I thought my coverage was good enough, but nothing was ever easy. I found a better way with a Medicare supplement insurance plan from WPS. No worries, no hassles, no networks. Now, my friends are the only network I need.
The last time that we saw Wisconsin football, they lost handily to the Hawkeyes. Fresh off a bye week, they'll host top-ranked Oregon on Saturday night in what will be the third top-5 team to come into Camp Randall this season. Not only is Oregon undefeated, their offense is elite. The Badgers know the tall task ahead of them and say they'll be ready.
This is what you play for. These are these opportunities that whether anybody gives you much of a chance, you have every opportunity to go out there and earn the respect that you want. I think that's kind of the message for us, right, as we continue to push forward. We know that this is a process, whether it's how do we continue to grow offensively, how do we grow defensively, how do we grow as a culture, how do we attack weeks and games and situations like this, how do we handle, a situation like a couple weeks ago.
And of course, don't forget to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle. Badger safety Austin Brown joined sports director Zach Hanley to look at what went wrong against Iowa and how UW can knock off top-ranked Oregon. The show, as always, airs at 6:30 on Friday right here on News 3 Now. And for the 7th time in the last 8 seasons, Wisconsin women's soccer is headed to the NCAA tournament. Wisconsin earned a 5 seed in their bracket, and they will host Maine for the first time ever in the first round of the tournament. The date and time for the match against the Bears will be announced at a later date. But good for them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
congratulations.
Andrew, thank you. Quick final check in the forecast.
Final check of the forecast. A nice day on Tuesday. Rain on Wednesday going into Thursday. Mild weekend. Got to keep an eye out next week. Could be a mix of rain and a little wet snow next week.
All right, Alex, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great night, everybody. See you.